Good morning. Happy Monday. Okay, we got lots of sunlight coming in this morning, so it's a little dark, but we'll make it through. It's nice to see the sun out. Okay, so today is a stretch class, and the equipment that you need is a band or a yoga strap will do, a long band like this, as well as a foam roller, preferably the longer one if you have. The shorter one can work. However, you're not going to do everything that I'm going to be showing you today. But you could do yoga blocks too. Okay, so that's the equipment that we're going to use today. So we're going to do a stretch class. So let's start with just swinging those arms in and out and just let them relax. Let them relax. You get a nice little stretch through the arms. Good. Just opening them up. Just nice and gentle. Good. Nice. If you're watching the live, please say hi. If you're watching the replay, please type in replay for me. Good. All right, let's do a couple more. Let's go 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good stuff. All right, let's stand nice and tall with your legs hip width apart, and you're just going to do some side bending. So bending to the side. If this bothers your back, just come up a little higher, and then grow tall in the middle, and then over to the other side. Good. Grow tall in the middle, and then good. Nice. We're going to try to do a full body workout, full body stretch class in 30 minutes. So we're going to, I don't want to say hustle, but we're going to try and get everything in today. All the major muscle groups for sure. Good. Let's do a few more. And you can hang out down here a little longer if this feels good to you. And then come up. And last one. Good, and come up. All right, so we're just going to drop our head down to the opposite side. So if my head is straight, I'm going to look towards my left foot and just let your neck elongate. If you want to add a little pressure, put your hand behind your head and just drop down. And try to keep this opposite arm closer towards the floor. So you want to maintain a long neck and spine. Good, and then release. And we do the same thing on the other side. Again, feel free to add a little pressure with your hand and drive this opposite arm down towards the floor. Good. We'll do that again. One more time. Grow tall and then lengthen. Just a gentle pull. So anytime that you're stretching, you should still be able to breathe and talk. It should just be a gentle pull. Good. And one more time. Other side. And you kind of play around with the angles a little bit by turning your head and see where it might feel tight for you. Good. And release. Good. All right, so let's come into a standing cat and cow. Okay, so legs are hip width apart. Hands are down on your thighs. You're going to hip hinge forward. See how my back is still straight and my hips are behind my heels? Okay, you're going to inhale first. Exhale into a cow or cat. Tucking your chin, tucking your tail. And then inhale, and I want you to think about reaching your collarbone up towards the ceiling and draw those shoulders down away from the ears and kind of like squeezing your armpits, okay? Inhale here. And exhale here. Good. And think about collarbone. All the times when I describe this action, women are trying to reach their head up versus reaching their collarbone. So where you should feel it is kind of in the upper back region. Inhale here. And exhale. Good. And come on up. Okay, so here we're going to do one for the chest, opening up the chest. So you've got a couple options here. Taking your hands in the small of your back, and if it needs to be down a little lower, by all means. The idea here is to maintain a long neck and spine and just roll your shoulder blades back and down and open up the chest. Okay, so that's option one. Option two would be getting a band and taking it behind you, cinching it up and pulling your arms away. Okay, you can also do this with just your hands behind, interlace those fingers, shoulders back and down, and gently pull the arms away. So there's all different kinds of options you can take here. Pick one that's suitable for you. And again, remember to make sure it's just a nice, gentle pull. Hello, ladies. Good morning. I know I've got lots of sunlight coming in here this morning. Not sure if you can see me. Good, opening up the chest. And then release. Just shake out those arms a little bit. Get some blood flow back in. Okay, same 3 options I just gave you. Take your hands behind, shoulders back and down. Gently pulling arms away. Try not to let your head stick out. Okay, pull your chin in towards your chest. Good. Okay, keep that chest nice and open. And release. Good. All right, let's put that aside. We're going to do a little bit more chest when we come down onto the floor. Let's just do some simple backstroke, 1 arm at a time. And when you do this, I want you to make a nice big circle. So when it gets to about here, that's when you get that stretch, right? And that's what we're aiming for. Yeah. And if you're watching this live, please say hi. Good morning. Happy Monday. It's a little chilly here today. I kind of like the cold though. Couple more. And done. All right, we're going to come down onto the mat. So if you have a foam roller, grab it. Okay. As I said, the longer one is typically better because we're going to be lying on top of it. So we've just been opening up the chest and we're going to do the same thing down here on the mat. So it's going to be lengthwise. Can you see that? And you're going to grab a seat at one end of it. Make sure, well, it's really bright in here. You can hardly see me. Okay, so you're sitting at the bottom end and you're gonna lie back. And when you're lying on your foam roller, you want your head on there so it feels supported. Wow, that's a lot of sunlight this morning. And just let your arms fall to your side. You can feel that stretch across your chest. Yes? Yeah, all right. And then you're just gonna roll that foam roller from side to side. Yeah, so you're kind of massaging. You can kind of feel across your spine, side to side, a little massage. If this is too painful, just hold still, okay? Yeah, you don't want it to be painful. You want it to feel good. Yeah, a little wiggle from side to side. Good, awesome. Nice. And then back to center, and then come on up. Good. All right, so let's move on from there. Let's come on down onto your seat. Let's move that foam roller aside. We do a little more stretching through the spine. This is where we get stiff. So I want you to sit with your legs crossed. Okay, if this is uncomfortable, you can sit with your soles of your feet together if that's better for you, okay? And if at any point in time you need to let your legs go and shake it out, by all means. So let's have your hands at your side. You're gonna grow tall, draw those shoulders down, reach up with your right arm, slide that left arm out and bend to the side. Hold it here. So I'm bending to the left to make sure my left shoulder is down away from the ear. And I want you to look towards your right armpit. And breathe. Nice big inhale, nice big exhale. Nice big inhale, nice big exhale. Good, take the next inhale. Exhale, come up back to center, and let's try the other side. Lengthen through the arm, grow tall, slide that right arm out, draw that shoulder down, and fold. Okay, look towards your left armpit, and make sure your right shoulder is down away from your ear. Good. I've got lights here, but I don't think it's really doing anything. I'll try to give really good cues and come on up. Let's do that again. Grow tall with your arm, lengthen through the spine through the arm, slide that left arm out, draw that shoulder down and fold. Good, and breathe. Good. Take the next inhale, exhale, come on up and switch. Slide that right arm up, left arm up first. Grow tall in your spine. Yes, slide that right arm out and then fold. Good. Opening up the side body, look towards your left armpit. Take the next inhale, exhale, sweep that arm down and take your hands behind, extend those legs out, give it a little shake. Good. Awesome. All right, so we're gonna do some hip work here, okay? So I want you to sit, I'll give you some options here. Well, actually, let's do a hip flexor stretch first. That might be better. Okay, so I want you to come into a kneeling position, And if you need some extra support, you can have the foam roller in front of you to hold on to. And I want you to have your left leg forward. So you're aiming for 90-degree angles in the legs, okay? Maybe a little bit more forward. This should be on this side, okay? A little bit more forward that front leg. So always think of your legs to be on train tracks. Even though one leg is forward, one leg is back, think train tracks. So you might want to move your leg a little bit wider apart. Tuck that back toe under, and I want you to tuck your bum under and then press your hip forward. And then you might need to move this front leg forward a little bit so you don't jam your knee in. Yeah, so facing forward, you should feel a nice little stretch to the front of your thigh and through the hip flexor, and maybe even through the obliques and the psoas. Psoas is the muscle that connects from front to the back, and it kind of goes in an angular, okay? So hold it here, keep that bum tucked under. Let's lift that right arm up in the air, so the same as the back leg. Good, grow tall in your spine, and then fold over to the opposite side and hold it there. Again, make sure this opposite shoulder is down. Look towards your right armpit. Good, and breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sweep this arm down. Good. So hip flexors, much like the spine, gets very tight for a lot of ladies, okay? So let's move this other leg forward, your right knee forward. Back toe is tucked under. Tuck the bum under, lunge forward. Good. Feel that stretch through the hips, through the front of the thighs. Good. Grow tall in your arm and your spine. Make sure the shoulder is down. Take the next inhale, exhale, fold over to the opposite side. And then look towards your left armpit. Good. So you should feel it kind of into the side and kind of into the front as well. Good. And breathe. 3, 2, 1, and down. Yeah, stay here. So you are still here. All right? You're going to sweep those hands down. And this is when blocks get useful. Okay? So if you tend to be tight through the hips, grab your blocks and put your hand on the blocks. Lift that back knee up. Let that front knee fall open. So we're actually still doing the same side. So we're going to intensify the stretch, the hip flexor stretch a little bit more by coming into a running, I guess it'd be a running pose. Make sure your shoulders are down away from the ears. Push your hand into the mat. Make sure you're not letting your head hang. Lift your head up. So you want neutral spine. Okay, so a little deeper hip stretch here. If this is too intense, you can drop the back knee down. And try to let that front knee fall open. Good. Push into those hands. Don't let your head hang. Good. And then step back and then step forward with the other leg. Same thing. Let that front knee fall open. Lean forward. Good. Option to drop that back knee. Good. Keep your head up. Stretch out those hips. Good. Hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop that back knee. Sweep that front leg back. Come on up onto your knees. So feel free to double up on your mat if you need to. So my knees are a little bit wider. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to show it to you this way a couple of times. I'm going to sit back into a child's pose. Yeah, dropping your head. So I want your big toes together, your knees nice and apart. And breathe. So lengthen through the spine, through the arms. And I want you to think about reaching or walking your fingertips towards the top edge of the mat. And breathe. Yeah. Take the next inhale, exhale. Roll yourself up. And then press your hips forward. So again, you're getting a little bit more hip flexor stretch. Try not to arch through the back. Keep your spine tall and just press your hips forward. So I need you to tuck your bum under and then press your hips forward. And what this does is it protects your low back. You're getting more of an extension through the hips versus through the low back. Yeah, so you should feel a nice little stretch through here. Take the next inhale, exhale. Take your hips back. Lengthen through the arms. Drop your forehead down towards the mat. Good. Lengthen through the spine and the arms. Walk your fingers towards the top edge. And breathe. Good. And take the next inhale, exhale. Roll yourself up into a tabletop position and grab a seat one more time. Good. So now we're ready to do some more hip stretch the other direction. Okay, so we kind of stretch to the front side. Now we're going to stretch to the back side of the hips. So sitting with your legs crossed. And options here to sit with your legs crossed is to have pillows underneath your knees to give you some support. Okay, if this is too intense. Okay, so you've got some options here. Sitting with your legs crossed. Option 1, half lotus. Bring in one foot up onto your other leg. Okay, or option 3, stacking your knees above the other. So regardless of which option you take, the idea here is to have both sit bones on the mat. Okay, grow tall in your spine, shoulders back and down. And you might already feel a stretch. So right now, my left leg is over my right leg. So then I'm feeling a stretch through my left hip. Otherwise, if you're the other way, the other side. Okay, grow tall. Let's have another thing too is you can have blocks in front of you. Okay, take the next inhale, exhale, fold forward. Okay, if it's too intense, come up a little higher. Good. Keep those shoulders down, sit bones on the floor, and breathe. Take the next inhale, and a big exhale. Relax those hips. Good. Take another deep breath in. Big exhale, and relax those hips. Good. And slowly walk yourself back up. Sweep those hands behind. Untangle those legs. Give it a little shake. All right? Get some blood flow back in there, and let's switch sides. Same options. Sitting with your legs crossed, half lotus, or sitting with your knees on top of one another. Okay? It's all relative. It doesn't matter which option you take, as long as it works and you're not cutting your breath off. Grow tall in your spine. Yeah, I can feel that my right side's a little tighter than my left. Try to get both sit bones on the floor nice and evenly as possible. Shoulders back and down. Hands on the floor. Blocks if you need. Take the next inhale, exhale. Fold forward. Yeah, so now we're feeling the hip stretch on the back side, your glutes. Good, and breathe. Okay. If this is not intense enough for you, you can drop your chest down a little bit further, or take your hands, sweep it behind, interlace those fingers, or just grab onto your wrist and folding forward. So you're adding a little more weight into your hips to intensify that stretch. Again, make sure you're breathing. Relax those hips. Big inhale, breathe in. And a big exhale. One more deep breath in. And a big exhale. Good. Bring those hands back on the floor and come up. Sweep those hands behind. Untangle those legs. Give it a little shake. Okay, get some blood flow back in there. Okay, hopefully the sun's going to move a little quicker so you guys can see me better. I don't have blinds, so there's nothing I can do here. Turn the sun off. Yeah, we don't want that. We want lots of sunshine. So lying on your side. So what I want you to do is lie with your head on your arm. Okay, and your bottom knee is bent. Well, actually, both knees are bent. And my heels are in line with my bum. I'm going to grab onto my top ankle. And I'm going to press my hip forward and pull my leg back or my heel towards my bum. And this stretch here stretches more the thighs or the thigh. There's only one thigh here. Okay. And if you're not able to grab your ankle, this is when a yoga strap would come in handy. If you don't have one of those, a towel will do. Okay. You don't need to run out and buy anything. Towel or a belt, a leather belt will do too, okay? And the reason why we lie on our side is to maintain neutral spine. You don't want to be here with your head propped up. Your head's not neutral. It gets uncomfortable after a while. So just letting your head rest. Good. And then continue to press those hips forward. Take the next inhale, exhale, gently release that leg and come on up. You guys can just roll over. I'm going to flip over so I can still see you guys. Or sort of, with this lighting. Okay, bend both legs. Head resting on your arm. lift your leg, top leg up, grab onto your tops of your laces, and then press your hip forward. Bring your heel closer towards your bum. Good, and breathe. Minus 15 feels like minus 24. Yeah, and it's supposed to get up to +6 by Wednesday. Looks like everything's gonna melt. Good. Press that hip forward. Breathing through. Make sure you're not arching your back. You're just pressing your hips forward. Good. Hold it here for 3, 2, 1, and gently release. Good. Roll onto your back. Okay. Roll onto your back. You're going to take your left leg, cross it over into a figure 4. And again, a belt or strap can help with this. Bring that bottom leg in. Give your bottom knee a nice big hug. And when you're in this position, the idea here is to elongate or making sure that both waists feel long. So right now, my left over my right, my left hip is hiked up. So you want to push that left knee down or that left hip down. So you want to feel even on your hip bones. Good. And then flex this left foot. Good. Draw those shoulders down away from those ears. Breathing through. A little more hip stretching here. Yeah. And take a nice big inhale. And a big exhale. Oh. One more time. Deep breath in. And release. Good. And gently release. And let's switch sides. Cross the right leg over your left, figure 4. So just think about, just feel your waist here for a second. It feels long on both sides, right? So that's the idea. And take the next inhale, exhale. Bring that bottom leg in. Give your knee a nice big hug. Yeah, this side's a little bit easier for me. How about you? Does it feel looser, tighter? Good. Breathing through. Nice big exhale. Make sure you push that right hip down away from your armpit there. So you want to try and feel even on both sides, the waist. Good. Take the next inhale, exhale. Gently release that leg. Drop that bottom leg all the way to the floor and take this top leg, keep it bent and cross it over into a spinal twist. So the idea with the spinal twist is trying to get both shoulders on the floor, taking your opposite hand across the outside of your knee, turning your head and extend your opposite arm at your shoulders and look towards your right fingertips. Take the next inhale, exhale, and relax those hips. Good. And again, breathe in. And a big exhale. Good. And gently release and switch sides. Drop that right leg to the floor. Hug the left knee in. Cross it over to the opposite side. Left arm extended from your shoulders. Turn your head towards your left fingertips. And see what this feels like here on the other side. How does your shoulder feel? Less rotation on this side? Maybe. I know I am. Big inhale and a big exhale. So it's always important to feel where your body is in space. So you recognize your tightness in your muscles as well as your mobility. Good. Letting those hips release. Relax those hips. Take the next inhale, exhale, back to center. Good. Let's place your right foot on the floor. Extend the left leg up in the air. And just flex your foot towards you. Take your hands behind your leg, okay? Behind your thigh, like your lower thigh. And try to just straighten your leg out. And if you can't, that's okay. Just straighten as much as possible and keeping that foot flexed so you feel that stretch all the way down the back side of your leg. Feels good on the hamstrings. And then release. Take the next inhale, exhale. Straighten it out again. Yes. And release. Switch, other leg. Legs up, toes to the nose, hands behind your thigh. And make sure this opposite foot is on the floor and not like meaning your foot is on the floor and your knee is bent, okay? This ensures that you get some support through your low back. And then straighten out the knee, toes to the nose, hold it here. Take the next inhale and slowly exhale and release. One more time, take a deep breath in. Exhale, straighten out that knee, bring the toes to your nose. And release. Okay, bend your knee, bring the other leg up. So just letting the calves rest on the back of your thighs. Take your hands take your elbows down on the mat with your hands on the outer part of your legs, okay? And you're just gonna open up your thighs here, open up your legs. Yeah. And you can bring your knees a little closer towards your chest if that feels more comfortable, okay? Or you can just pull your knees further away. You get a little more stretch through the inner thighs. You can stay here, or you can add some pressure by taking your hands on the inside of your thighs and adding a little bit of pressure. Okay, so just giving you some options here. The next option here is to straighten your legs. I don't have room here. I'm going to hit my screen. There we go. Yeah. So pick an option. Pick one that works for you. Yes. And bend those knees. If they're straight, bring them back together. Lower one leg first, then lower the other leg. Good. All right. Let's roll yourself up. Let's bring those legs back up. Oops, all right. And rock yourself up. Rock yourself down. Rock yourself up. Rock yourself down. Let's do a bunch of these. Get a nice little massage. Oh, the sun's moving out of my way. I'm not sure the lights did any good today. Keep going. Let's go. 3, 2. We're going to finish at the bottom. And 1 and back down. Good. All right. You're going to turn yourself over. We're going to stretch the front side of our body. Okay. So if you got lower back problems here, you have to make sure that you're reaching with your collarbone. Okay. So be mindful of that. So you're down on your elbows here. Okay. Forearms are on the floor and they look like letter L's or number 1. So you don't want to be holding your hands together. And I want you to roll your shoulder blades back and down. I want you to gently push down onto the floor with your elbows. And I want you to reach your collarbone up towards the ceiling. Yeah, make sure it's up towards the ceiling. So you're aiming for more extension, not through the low back, but through the upper back across your shoulder blades. And when you aim your collarbone up, you get more extension through that upper spine. Yeah, draw those shoulders down and then slowly release. Good. Let's take a little rest. All right, we're going to do that one more time. Bring your elbows back on the floor. Okay, roll your shoulder blades back and down. Take the next inhale, exhale. Think about reaching your collarbone up and make sure that this is not bothering your back. If it is, you need to do a little less, okay? Less extension. Yeah, get that nice stretch down the front side of your stomach and then release. All right, take your hands like you're gonna do a push-up. Tuck your toes under. Push yourself off, sit all the way back at your heels. Yes. Hold it here. Lengthen through the spine, through the arms, reaching your fingertips back towards the top edge of your mat. Take a couple of big deep breaths here so you should feel a nice stretch across your upper back. Take the next inhale, exhale, come forward into a tabletop position. Tuck your toes under. Press yourself up into a downward dog. Try to really aim your hips up. So you want to reach your bum up close to the ceiling as possible, keeping your legs straight and your arms straight. And look towards your upper thighs. Yeah, you can pedal out your feet, left, right, stretching up those calves. Yeah, keep going. For 3, 2, 1.
Bend your knees and slowly walk your hands towards your feet. Hold it here. Just let it elongate. So another little stretch for your hamstrings. Take the next inhale, exhale. Slowly roll yourself up. A big shoulder roll at the top. Oh, the sun has moved on. Hopefully that wasn't too dark for you. And there is your stretch class for today. And don't forget, tomorrow we've got a live coaching at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you got questions about your weight loss, fitness, food, sleep, hormones, come on out. If you're not around, feel free to ask me some questions online. I'm more than happy to answer them for you. All right? Cutting my head off. Okay, have a great day. Bye.